What's going on, everybody? Back today with another review for you guys. We're going to be looking at a rebuildable atomizer, actually. Rebuildable atomizer slash tank. It's a clone. So for those of you who love clones, this is for you. For those of you that despise clones, this isn't for you. Try to knock out some of these reviews. I'm trying to push them out as quick as I can for you guys and try to get my shelf cleared of review items. I am buying a house, so that's occupying a lot of my time. So I know I'm not gonna have much time in the future, so I'm trying to knock these out as I can. Actually, just got an offer accepted on our house. Buying a short sale, so it's kind of complicated to get. It's a long process, but I don't want to bore you guys with that, anyways. Today we're gonna be looking at a rebuildable atomizer. You might already recognize this guy right here. This is the Ithaka clone, or the Ithaka clone, as Scott would say. Wish I had that accent and I could say it just like him, the Ithaka. But anyways, nonetheless, we're going to be looking at this clone, and it's a rather good clone. That's why we're looking at it. Let me set everything up, and we will get to reviewing this. Alright, so the Ithaka. The Ithaka is, this is a clone right here we're using. It was made for the GG. The GG is an expensive mechanical mod that nobody can get their hands on. And the Ithaka was the atomizer that went with it, and it looks beautifully on a GG. So, and that was also impossible to get your hands on, and the price tag was too high for my budget. So, what happened was it got cloned by many companies, and this one here is from Fast Tech. I don't know the maker of it. Some people are saying Rainbow Heaven, some people are saying Tobacco, that's the other brand. I think it's Tobacco, that's the brand. I'm not sure what this is, because when you order it, it just comes in a plastic bag with no labeling on it whatsoever. If you try to ask Fast Tech what it is, they won't tell you. That's it. So I was skeptical about ordering it, because they said the Tobacco brand is bad, the Rainbow Heaven one is better. Whatever one this is, it seems to be working just fine. So I can't tell you which one it's made by, but it's the one that Fast Tech sells. It goes for about 35 bucks, which is way less than the one you're going to get from the GG brand. And it works just as good. I mean, I guess I couldn't say just as good because I don't have the original to tell you how well that works or doesn't work. But for me, I'm getting great performance out of it. And I'll take a vape here and show you the performance of it. The vapor's good. It's a warmer vapor. This is a dual coil setup. You can do a single coil also, but this one that I have in here is a dual coil. It hits hard. I have it on my Smoke Tech Magneto right now. About 3.7, 3.8 volts going through it probably about right now. And it's a 0.08 ohm. So it's perfect for this mechanical. It does look a little wonky because the Ithaka is a 23 millimeter, goddamn today, atomizer. Wow. So it does look a little wonky, but it performs like a champ. Usually I use it actually on my DNA 20 mod, so I can have regulated voltage. It does have the adjustable juice feeding system here, which you just turn the drip tip, and you could increase or decrease the amount of juice that gets into your coils. It works flawlessly. I've had no issues with it. I did have an issue when I was refilling it, taking off the top cap, because you had to take off this cap here and then squirt your juice in there and fill it up. What I had happen was when I did that, it took my juice controller and spun it with it, and the whole juice control went off, and all the juice just went everywhere. So that was one issue. So make sure you lube those O-rings well, and when you are taking it apart, just be careful and watch and make sure this doesn't move. Honestly, just hold that drip tip so it doesn't move, because that's an issue you could run into. It does have, there we go, adjustable airflow controller, which Mine's on really tight today. God damn it. This reverse threading is throwing off my turning now. I'm confused with the reverse locking ring is making me do everything reverse now. But anyway, it's got that adjustable airflow control right there, so you turn that ring to shut it completely off all the way down, and you can turn it all the way up to get an open draw, which I leave it all the way up. I like the open draw. And I've used airier devices, so it's not the airiest thing, even wide open. I could probably go a little more airy. That's just because I'm used to, rebuildables with 2mm air holes and whatnot in there. And I'm not sure what cut that is, but it's just like a slit in there. I said I paid 35 bucks from it. You go to fasttech.com to get it. By the way, disclaimer about FastTech: don't expect to get your items fast, because I ordered some mechanicals, some knockoffs, and some the Trident rebuildable knockoff. And now we're going on 3 weeks and it's still in Hong Kong. So I'm kind of agitated with them. So if you're in a hurry to get these things, don't order from them. I mean, yes, the price is great, but the shipping speed is atrocious. Atrocious. They used to be fine. It used to be a week and a half at tops till I got my items, but that's fine. I know it's Hong Kong, but 3 weeks, we're going close to a month now, and it's still in Hong Kong. They're going to get a piece of my mind if it doesn't leave Hong Kong soon. So, the build quality of it, it's stainless steel, I believe. It's got that polycarbonate tank in the center, or I should say window. So if you use liquids that can break down tanks, something's going on outside my house or apartment. Okay, liquids that break tanks down, it can break this down. I've had no issues with it. The build quality is solid. It's a shiny finish on there. Very shiny finish. Somewhat fingerprinty, if you'd like to say. It does have an adjustable 510 pin also. Let's get this off my mod here. I'm going to show you this. So I'm going to go up closely a little bit. And the 510 pin does adjust. You actually just use your finger to adjust it. And that's that. I mean, I'm going to set up my camera now, break it down into pieces, and we're going to fiddle with it and just show you. I'm not going to rebuild it because it's not easy. One thing I don't like about this thing is it is time-consuming and a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. But once it is set up right, it is great. So give me a second, and we'll switch cameras and we'll bust it down. Alright, so as you see here, we have tons of freaking parts, and it's not even broken down all the way. This is the coil over here in the paper towel that's sobbing with e-liquid. I'm sticky. It took me about 20 minutes to break this thing apart because it seems like it's sealed very well and everything just got stuck together. I can't get these two apart right now. I'm sure with some tools I could. I'm not going that far. Because really, I think I'm just going to clean it out and sit her aside due to the complicating build quality of this Ithaka, or Ithaka. I guess we'll start showing you some of the parts. We'll start with the wick assembly housing. We'll get rid of this paper towel. Right here is your coils. You can see or not see, but there's dual coils there. Mine came out to 0.8 ohm, and that was using, I believe this is actually 28 gauge Canthal, yeah. 0.8 ohm dual coil atomizer that's set up. See all the wicks, they're very juicy. I guess we'll get into that in a second. Let's set that back aside. And then the rest that you see here is the tank part of it. We got the juice flow controller right here. This is your mouthpiece and your juice flow control, which you're just going to turn left or right to open and close the flow. That's that piece. And the rest of this is just a tank. I guess the best way to show you this is to actually put it together. I'm actually going to take my wick and coil out of here. I'm not going to get into building. Check out Scott's I Get You, whatever his name is on YouTube, review to get a better idea on how to build this. I'm just going to pull my coil out real quick. It is a pain in the ass. Just unscrew this guy a little bit, and one end's out, and there's the other end. Okay. So here you can see my two coils that are falling apart. Actually, not in too bad shape considering they've been going for about a month now. So we'll set those away. Okay, okay, we'll move that to the side. Now, oh god, all my wicks just fell everywhere and they're soaking. I apologize, people. This is actually my first time taking a wicking coil out of it. Just wipe it down real quick. Alright. So there's all your parts, and actually this centerpiece here breaks down more. This little, we call it an insulator cup, comes out. There's a screw that holds it in, and that does come apart. So let's put it together real quick, and I'll kind of give you an idea of how this sets up and works. So inside the center cup here, you have two grooves, one for each wick, and your wick just runs across, like I showed you, and comes down into these channels, which your wire comes down, and your wire screws down into these terminals here, negative, positive. And that's how that works. And then you would take this piece here, which actually I believe goes this way. Okay, I apologize. I'm not here today. The reason I was having problems is because I had this thing going on the wrong way. So if you put it in the right way, you go down and about there where you will cover your wicks, and then you take this guy here and it just screws right into it. And it'll screw right up to there until it tightens, just like that. And then you'll take this, which is your airflow control, and that screws onto the base there. It screws right up into it, and you can adjust the airflow control. So that's the, I would say, the atomizer portion of it, and the rest of it's really just a tank. But I forgot to do is this is the adjustable. Very hard to see because it's so damn small. There you go. That's the adjustable pin 510 connection. It looks like brass. Feels like brass. Then actually just screws right into the base here. And you know what? I put it in upside down. God, I have issues. I'm like dyslexic today. It goes in there. Let me just kind of give it a tight. You can use a flathead if you want. I just use my finger. That post goes in pretty much flush. And there you go. See, that 510 post is now in there. And then the rest of this, like I said, is the tank. Let me figure out. See, these two pieces do come apart. The window and the bottom base do come apart. I just can't get them apart. But they screw smoothly, like butter, right in there. And then you're going to take your top part, which is this part here, and that again goes into here. And make sure when you're doing this, I'm just doing it half-assed. I'm just showing how it goes together. Make sure they are tight, because you will have an issue later on with leaking. You take your top piece, that just goes in there, and you can just hear how smooth those threads are for a clone. It's great. They all have O-rings, they seal very well, and there you go. And then this is where, oh, see, we forgot a piece. We forgot the airflow control. That's not going in now. Let's take this off real quick. The airflow control goes in. You can see the cup in there, and it really just goes right on in, and it threads right on there. You'll see it through the window, actually, if you get this on. There you go. You can see it tightening down until it's tight, and that means it's closed. And when you're filling it, you want to make sure it is closed, or you will have gurgling and flooding to all hell. Then you can take your top piece, and that screws on. And that's where you would fill before you put this piece on. You would just fill right down there until you start seeing it up top, and then you've got your top post here, and this is the one you want to make sure the O-ring is nice and lubed. Otherwise you will turn the mount to juice control with it at all times. There we go, we're back to assembled. Assembling is quite annoying, but I'm sure if you do this a few times it won't be too bad. And then building the wicking coil. Check out some other reviews on it, because it is a pain in the butt. I'm not even going to go through the rebuild process on it. I'm honestly just going to clean this guy out and sit her down. I'm not saying it's a bad product by any means. It's made well. It's a very good clone. I recommend this to anybody that's into non-resistance to resistance wire builds. It is stellar. But that's the up close and personal, or uppy closey with the Ithaka. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll change the camera angles and talk a little more about it. So now that was the uppy closey. You saw the parts, and there are tons of parts to this thing, and how the system itself works. It is a bitch, nonetheless. You can buy non-resistance to resistance wire coils pre-made already. I think Discount Vapor sells packs of 50, which would make this a lot easier. They have like 1.2 ohm, 1.5 ohm, 1.8, and 2.2 or something like that, but that will make it a lot easier. Personally, this guy here, when it's time to rebuild it, it's going in my box, and I might give it away because it's just too much work. I want to wrap a coil, put my caps on, and be done. It does provide a really good vape, and it's nothing to the quality of the clone. It's a good quality clone. If you can do resistance non-resistance wire with no problem, then this is for you. But if you're not a fidgety person and you don't like doing all this work that I showed you, this can become a real pain in the behind. So it's fasttech.com if you're looking at it. It's the Ithaka clone. It's about 35 bucks. They offer free shipping. Don't expect to get it soon. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to take a toot and just wrap this guy up. The vapor on it is good. It delivers a warm, intense vape. It's very good on this mechanical mod. But anyways, I've talked too much. I've done too much with this thing. Looking at it sometimes just annoys me because I know how hard it was to build this thing. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll post a link below. If you have any questions about this or any other of my reviews, please PM me. I'm always here, or I try to be always here. Till next time, keep on vaping.